Okay, so this is another bigger card reading. So basically, this one is for, have you forgiven yourself and others unconditionally? So I think this is a main thing right now, is that people aren't learning to forgive or to know when to say sorry, and whether the other party will accept that sort of situation. So this is a reading regarding that. Since Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced, I decided to go old school with my markers. Over here we've got pile 1 is Final Fantasy VII, pile 2 is Final Fantasy VIII, pile 3 is Final Fantasy IX, and pile 4 over there's Final Fantasy 15, because I can't find my Final Fantasy 10 anywhere. Sad face. But so here we go. So this is that pick a card reading. So just click on the timestamp below and we will begin. Right, so this is pile 1 here. I'm in the lounge this time because I've got my bunny inside and she keeps running away with my cards, so I have to do it this way. So basically, you guys start off with the Urchin Prince. So in regards to the question is, have you forgiven yourself and others unconditionally? You're starting out with the Hermit card. So basically, you're in isolation, and this is a good thing, because at the moment, what's going on in your life is that you have the answers that you need. So you just need some quiet time to sit down there, to contemplate, to write out the pros and write out the cons and stuff on whether you have forgiven yourself or whether you have forgiven others. The fact of the matter, right here is you've got like these two cards here. So obviously you've forgiven others because this is like going out celebrating, and this is out here forming new friendships and everything like that. So even though you need your isolation, you're unsure whether you've forgiven yourself, but the others, your friends, if they've just done something wrong in the past or whatever like that, you've pretty much gone out there and you've forgiven them. Now with the Queen of Pentacles there, what that is that you've decided to hang on to what you've got. You're not really in the mood to go out there and make new friends. You just kind of want to be isolated, hang on to what you've got, mostly because you feel safest that way. So you're in a good space and you don't want any new influences that could essentially corrupt the circle, so to speak. But over here you do have that Ace of Swords sort of thing. So that is also, it is a new beginning. So a new beginning is coming with this small circle of friends. As for the forgiving of yourself, you've got these in the cloud cards. So you've got the snow, wood, hail, and reflect. So at the moment you haven't quite forgiven yourself. You're not quite sure how to, so to speak. So the snow is that frozen emotion of not knowing like where to start, what emotions you need to start with. But the wood is essentially telling you that you need to get back down to your roots, and you need to figure out what you've done wrong that might have affected other people. So words that you have gone and said, basically, and all you can really do is say sorry, or figure out what it is that you did to like upset yourself or your own inner your own inner self, your own spiritual self, so to speak, because you've got the hail right again next to it. So it's this sort of cycle, is like going back to your roots and figuring out what emotions inside that you've gone and frozen off, and like these lack of emotions that you've sealed off have kind of halted that track for forgiveness for yourself, for forgiving yourself for what you've done. So it's all well and fair. You've got to go in and you've got to reflect, you've got to meditate, you've got to do all of these sort of things. for that self-forgiveness. And it does take a little bit of work and things like that. So like your friends all good with it. But you yourself, you've got to forgive yourself. So that's the main thing over there. And it's complete commitment. So you've really got to like get in there, do your envisioning of like your white light or spirit before you go to bed. So make sure you've got that feeling, that white light energy just pouring over you before you go to sleep, and feel that love energy. And that helps in your reflection on learning to forgive yourself and knowing that once you're at this stage, you've done everything that you can to forgive yourself. So over here, these two little cards, my little favorites. Oops. Got your Buddha and the fortune cookie. Yes, I'm still in the cast. Excuse the light. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. And so that's helping you towards your goal of your self-forgiveness. And positive work outcomes, consistent efforts will bring rewards, and a major purchase is worth making. So I'm guessing going out and doing that retail therapy with mates and stuff is going to be like very therapeutic for you guys and stuff. So that is you, group number 1. Oop. Okay, so this is group number 2. So yeah, I am doing it on the table in the lounge away from my bunny rabbit so she doesn't steal the stuff. So you guys are essentially starting out on the Lord Regent, which is the Moon card. So there is 2 sides to the story. As for have others unconditionally forgiven you, I just kind of want to say that you don't have the answers right now, and essentially it's more like you need to move on, move away. So I don't think they have, to be honest. So they haven't forgiven you because you've got this sort of like gut feeling of wanting to move and wanting to leave, and then you just kind of want to sit and mellow. So you've got all them like coming in up to you with offerings and stuff like that, which is what this card here is. This is like someone's coming along and they're offering you something and you're turning it away, just because you're unsure of their true intentions anymore. So something's happened that's brought to light in your life, whether they're a true friend or whether they're trying to buy your friendship for a higher purpose, or a higher reasoning within themselves, sort of thing. So, and you can kind of feel it, so you want to shut yourself off away from them. You've got that 2 sides. So you've got, oh, this friend's really good to go out with, shopping with, but then at the same time it's just like I always feel like I'm buying them something, or they never have money, or I'm always feeling like drained after being with them and stuff like that. And they could secretly be an energy vampire or something along those lines. And it's not a really good friendship. So you've kind of like taken your space and you've stepped back, and then it feels like that they haven't forgiven you for just suddenly just upping and going. But you had your own reasons, because with the 8 of Wands here, these are like, that's suddenly you got swarmed with so many things going on and once in your life, and it's just like felt like your entire life was set on fire, metaphorically speaking, not actually fire, but it's just like an attack from all sides sort of coming, and it was just right there, with that Queen of Swords, just mostly to help you find and learn the judgments of yourself and who your sort of like true friends are and things like that. So the fact of the matter is that they were bribing you and they were offering you these things, and it just didn't feel real to you. but you guys still do have those like good memories and everything like that. It's just this friendship is essentially done, dusted. No forgiving coming here. I mean, it's sad. It is, and I hate calling things out as I see them in these cards, but that's essentially what I am saying. It's just you've got too much going on at the moment to be worrying about what some people that you see maybe once a month or once a week or whatever think about you. They're not there all the time. They're not going through what you're going through. They won't understand, and no matter how much you try and understand, it's just not going to happen, and it's a sad thing, but it's a truth. So over into our little cards section. So right there is a change. So you've got a change of scenery, which is coming into that, yes, you have forgiven yourself. You're the reversal of them. So they have not forgiven you, or but you have forgiven yourself. And that's the main thing. So you personally, I mean, there are things going inside your life that you're unsure of, secrets that you're only just finding out now, but it's more about your life, not about theirs. So it's just that you are changing and they're not changing with you, but you're learning sort of thing to forgive yourself. And then we end over here. Sorry, I got stuck on my phone. So we're ending on Brother Raccoon, which is a safe place for you to go. And so that is for you to go out there and spend time just on you and focusing on you and what you like to do, and just be yourself sort of thing. Get my shadow out of that. I'll try not to hit the button again when I do this. So, Buddha card. Fortune cookie card. So over here you've got have compassion for all beings, rich and poor alike, each has their own suffering. So in the regards of the others not forgiving you, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you still give them love, like even send like positive energies, white light, love, and that sort of thing towards their direction, because you don't know what's going on inside their lives that's caused this sort of friendship to like disperse and stuff like that, and that will help you out. And then down here you've got surprise. A disappointment will be followed by a pleasant surprise. An invitation could bring love to those searching. So it could be like a platonic sort of love. It doesn't actually have to mean like a relationship love. It's just like a love from a new friendship, a love from someone that you work with or go to class with. It's like you're a new social circle for you is starting up, because it links into the change card there. So yeah, that is you guys, group number 2. Okay, so this is group number 3. And it's like, have you forgiven yourself and others unconditionally? So it took me a moment to remember there. Just pan through. Sorry about my shadow. And this little small table with some pieces. So basically what we're doing is we're starting out on the twins. So the twins are brain. Wheel of Fortune. So the basic of so what comes around goes around, sort of essential things. So sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. So what's going on in your life right now is have they forgiven you unconditionally? So right here in the first half of the reading, you've got like the sense of that you feel like the friendship is sort of like falling apart and it's quite distant. So like when you guys are together, you are up and you are strong. That's what you got, the strength. So together you guys are strong. The Chariot it shows like a really good like mental sort of connection. So like mentally, it's not saying that you guys will answer each other's or finish each other's sandwiches, sentences, you know, the drill. It's more like you've got like-minded things. So for example, if you are into like the cosplay community, you've got like a cosplay group that you'll go and do together. So for example, like big thing right now, My Hero Academia cosplay groups, people will come in together and meet, and then they just kind of click, and you guys have got this strength in numbers when you're together, and it's absolutely amazing. And so you've got the same sort of mindset, and then you'll find that you guys will have other likes or other TV shows that you hook in together, or other little geek things like gaming or that sort of stuff. Especially when you're starting out with the Wheel of Fortune. So it's a really good circle, despite with like the towers, like that you're unsure and you feel like you're falling, sort of thing. But you've got the strength of these people around you to come and pick you up, and it's absolutely amazing. It's just this amazing feeling, and together you guys are super strong and super linked together. So you may even be like a spiritual group with the chariot there, little, or not a super spiritual group, but you are on that sort of like mind's wavelength of believing in spirit or occult or ITC or something along those, like, together. So you're very, very strong. The only issue is there's one person in this group, just one, from the, even though it says Three of Swords, it's that one person in this group that you have to sacrifice in order to feel that strength in numbers that you need. So it's come at a cost, is that the rest of the group have completely forgiven you, but still got that one person who's just very, very unsure on whether they will or whether they won't, and it's not really up to you, sort of thing, to know whether they've forgiven you or not, or if they will. It's up to you guys to sort of sit down, talk it out, do that sort of thing. But yeah, it's a sacrifice that you have to make. So whether this person has been essentially already like outed and shifted to the side, that's perfectly fine. You don't really need to worry about it. That sacrifice has been made. The rest of that is all good and it's all dandy and it's super amazing. But yeah, that one person that hasn't, but the rest of them are all good. Now, whether you have forgiven yourself, right, here's you've got the light, you've got the right energy behind you, but you are very confused on how to use it. But somewhere in like your group of friends, you've got that one friend who knows. So this one friend here is like, they are spiritual, and they may not word it very well, although they've got really good intuition, essentially, and that you can trust them, you can go and you can talk to them. But at the moment, you're very unsure. You're kind of like very, very flighty on whether you can. But they are a good person. They have a good light. They're very good, like star positive energy. They're all about having that positive vibe around them and stuff like that. So you have to go to them and see if they can teach you how to learn to forgive yourself. Once you do that, you'll be on your way to, like, just fly away here and just go into the own new person that you are supposed to be. So yeah. And then over here we've got the little Alwyn, wisdom as light as a feather. So yeah, from this person, this is helping you, and you'll get like a lot of wise and like good advice from that person as well. So, and I'll just go over here and flip these. So, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. So that is you there on the road to forgiving yourself. So you need to learn the how. So it's like that. Take some time out for yourself. Make sure you take care of your mental health, your physical health. Just make sure you are all there and all working just to fix your soul, essentially. Just heal your soul, or your body if you're broken it, that sort of thing. And down here we've got tough and trying times. Tough times ahead. Think long term and make decisions accordingly. Avoid negative people at all costs. So obviously this is going to relate back into that Three of Swords character that you've kind of essentially just not quite there for you. So it's just best to avoid, best to keep away from that sort of situation. Like, if you can't forgive them, you can't forgive them. But at the same time, the way I see it is that you have to learn to forgive everybody. You can't hang on to a grudge, because that is going to affect your soul essentially in the long run. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but 5 years down the track you'll find that something will come along and it's just like you're wondering what it is, and it's just like that learning to forgive. So you have a lot of trouble learning to forgive those that have hurt you. But yeah, this is you guys. Group number 3. Okay, so this is group 4 on have you forgiven yourself and others unconditionally. Let's pan through. I'm just doing this on my niece's table because my bunny's in my room. But basically what we're doing is we're starting out with the Dishonored Hermit card. That is brain. Justice. Okay. So the first half of this reading is basically, it's like, have you forgiven the friends around you? So you've got like a mixture of them. So you're in between, obviously, water and fire. And then you've got the swords right there. You've got the 2 fire. So you're half in like kind of rage with a couple of your mates. And then one you've got that sort of like emotional calm. And then there's the other one that just, you're kind of like, oh, I want to sleep. You make me so tired, sort of thing. So they're a bit of a handful sort of to deal with. So my best word of advice here is keep your guard up, because that's what this here is. The 3 of Wands is basically it's you being guarded and watching over what's coming your way. So you've got one of those friends that you kind of have to look out for, and it's just a lot of work. But then you've also got another friend who's also like, not saying this is exact, but fight them or fight me. They're one of those people that will always come out with something like they will fight me, and they can fight me, but not actually following up with it. They're just kind of like verbal, and like if something upsets them or if someone upsets you, then they're quick to jump in there and jump to your defense, and it is absolutely amazing to have that sort of support. But at the same time, they can go overboard, and they can go way too extreme. That can actually cause like emotional damage to whoever that they're challenging or raging onto, because this other person may not actually realize what they've done wrong to you or anything like that, and then something that they've just jumped down your throat or their throat. You've obviously got your King of Cups in there, and that's your sort of calm leader persona. So they're the most emotionally stable person of your group, and you are so thankful for them. You kind of just go to them for all those sort of emotional bits of advice that you really need to get off your chest and stuff. And then obviously, yeah, they're 4 swords. That's it. Yeah, I just want to sleep. This person is, they will venture out and they will meet up with you guys and stuff like that. It's a fiery group you've got here, so you've sort of forgiven half and sort of not forgiven the other half. It's just, yeah, that essentially, this can also mean that this person kind of feels dead to you because they're not always going out to meet you guys or anything like that, and it's sort of a little sad. But together you've got a very sort of like eclectic, that's the word I want to use for some reason. I wasn't gonna, but now for some reason, this eclectic group of friends, with such diverse personalities, and you can't control them all. Some will clash with each other, some won't. And obviously you've got this person here. I actually feel like this person here, the fact that they want to always rest, or they feel like they're dead, they're suffering like depression, anxiety, something in the mental illness sort of format. And it's just suddenly popped in there. So they are suffering. They've got some severe mental health issues that kind of need your support right now as well. Just throwing that out there because it just came. As for have you forgiven yourself? Basically, you want to fly away. Everything is a big problem. You're not sure what's real and what's not, and it's an internal struggle. So no, you have not forgiven yourself. I think you need to sit back and kind of figure out what you need to figure yourself out for, because in your group, for some reason, I get the feeling with like this little card over here, it's time to become a great leader, is that you've essentially fallen into that leadership role of your friends. So yay, leadership role. So it's obviously, yeah, that fly card, meaning it's just like situations come up in your group where you just really want to get out of there. You just want to spread wings and just go, nope, just nope out of there. And you come across as quite a big personality to these people, to your friends, and so that's why they hang around with you. You've got that good amount of charisma and everything about you. What they don't see is that you are always like seeing problems bigger than what they actually are, and then you're making a struggle out of things that you shouldn't be struggling with. Essentially, it's just everything is too big. Everything is just you're over imagining like certain situations, and you're making them out worse to be than what they are, and so obviously that is causing that struggle right there. So yeah, group number 4, fun. So to forgive yourself and stuff like that, you need to notice these last 2 cards here. You need to notice that the problem is manageable. It's not out of your reach. It's not, horrible. And then it makes the struggle like less of an issue. So in the end, you won't have to fly away. Right. Joy. And, sorry, featureless cast will come off. And over the gear, you have no cause for anything but gratitude and joy. And so that is like when you're together with your mates and everything like that. So that is really awesome. And then down here, you may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, great social fun awaits. So that could also tie into the fly card as well. So maybe that is what happens. Become a leadership. This new friend comes in and they've flown into your life. Yeah, this is you guys, and that is group number 4 for have you forgiven yourself and others unconditionally. Cool. Thanks for watching.